Welcome, I'm Rob, and once again I'm doing a quick and dirty software review. This time I'm using XSplit, but I'm capturing it via VCam. So, whilst you can see me here talking on my USB camera via XSplit, trust me, it's not actually being recorded or even live broadcasted via XSplit. So, anyway, getting on with the show, this is it. We can do various things within XSplit, including, if you might like to see this, some chroma keying. Very simple, but effective. Got an eyedrop tool, which, makes things fairly weird if you choose the wrong colour. But you get the idea. You can also choose normality, not that that's so great, or you can manipulate position. For instance, in space, the final frontier, you can rotate. This is all happening within XSplit Broadcaster, which is in beta. Not a bad thing really. It's getting very close to going out in its final form, or its first final form, if you know what I mean. And I'm not affiliated in any way with XSplit, I'm just testing it out, and I think it's pretty useful. And you may find it useful as well if I stop babbling and I show you some features. You can crop, that's better, not so good. And yeah, I think you can see it's pretty useful in that respect. So you can move things around, you can resize, that could be good. You can also add another camera, like for instance you could add a screen capture right on top of me, and you can move it around and do all those funky things I just demonstrated, including resizing, and you can keep adding like that, and you could make a nice presentation if you wished. But anyway, on with the show. I'm also looking today at VCam. VCam is what I'm using to record this, and it looks like this. In fact, it looks incredibly like that, because that is it. And although it's not responding particularly well to my directions at the moment, because my computer is rather sluggish, we're running XP, you can get the idea. There it is on the screen. It's pretty interesting, and from my point of view it's the special effects which are the key selling feature. It will also split, similar to SplitCam, but it'll send multiple feeds, so you can capture those in different virtual devices. And it's pretty useful. It'll run media, but it's the effects. It has its own native effects built in, but it also has a range of free-frame plugins. But let's start with a couple of these. That's aging, blur zoom. You might get the idea. This is one of my favorites. Fire, burning, display wall, and on and on. That's called Ripper. Box blur. Oh, that's pretty good. And so on. TV wall. So again, it's a useful thing, but it's also a fun thing, which is probably more my interest. But hey, you might have some more practical applications in mind. It's configurable as well. All of these plugins are not endlessly, infinitely configurable, but pretty well configurable. And you can chain effects. You can go to the free frame plugins, and if you choose one which doesn't hang, hopefully effect strips there. That is a long list. Some of them have trouble. I think it depends on what you're running at the time, how much horsepower your computer has and what you're asking it to do. This is the Warhol effect, and works pretty well, I think. I don't know what you think, but it's good enough for me. So, a lot of fun. and a lot of time wasted. But gee, don't we love that? I really like that one. But anyway, getting back to the show. VCam, yes, very useful, inexpensive. You can get a trial. I recommend it. I'm not affiliated in any way. I just like it, and I like cheap video effects. And thinking of cheap video effects, let's have a look at Video Booth, which I'm also running at the same time. Now, I'll just clear the screen a little bit, and you can see more clearly, hopefully, Video Booth. And again, cheap, and you can get a free trial. And it has a bundle of effects, not as wide-ranging as E2E Soft's VCam, but still pretty good. And just clicking on these, you can bring up. This is one of my favourites. I do like things catching fire. There's a bit of worry in it, but
if you can figure out a way to have fun or to make a more effective presentation for something more creative, again, which I can't think of right now, perhaps some video art. If you can't figure out a way to do this using these really cheap tools, then I don't know what to say. But there you go. That's the second page of effects. That's quite nice. Again, this is all running through XSplit. I'm demonstrating through XSplit, saving via VCam, and we're looking at Video Booth and what it can do. Not monumentally fascinating or even unique, but you can imagine putting other images under the path of Video Booth, which will pick up a region or a camera, and basically put these effects into play. Now you can then screen save, you can save to disk directly from the program. It's quite useful. It has various backgrounds. I'm not that interested in the backgrounds myself, but other people are different, and yeah, I find it quite interesting to play with. You can make some fairly interesting and creative morphing videos, I guess, or static images, just using these cheap tools, and you can chain them together. For instance, back to XSplit. Here is XSplit in action, showing Video Booth on top of a media file I created earlier. And again, I can do all the usual things, resize and so on, change position, and so on. So quite useful. Anyway, that's it. That was more resting, and in any case, I'm off. Catch you later. Thank you. Bye.